ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। कैसे हैं आप सभी? उम्मीद करता हूँ अच्छे होंगे। ये इंग्लिश 100 WPM डिक्टेशन क्लास है और ये सभी डिपार्टमेंटों के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट डिक्टेशन क्लास है। इस डिक्टेशन को पूरा लिखें, उसके बाद पढ़ें और फिर इसको टाइप भी कर दें। ये डिक्टेशन नंबर 42 है न्यू इंग्लिश डिक्टेशन फोल्डर के अंदर। ये जो वर्ड हैं ये हैं 1969 1969 हिंदी के अंदर बता देता हूँ। डिक्टेशन स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड। Sir, I stand to support this bill. The financial memorandum of this bill says the bill proposes to declare the National Institute of Technology Andhra Pradesh as an institution of national importance by amending the National Institute of Technology Science Education and Research Act 2007. The substantial assistance of the central government would be provided to the National Institute of Technology Andhra Pradesh under plan heads by the Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resources Development. Sir, the National Institute of Technology is a very important institution of the country. Under these institutions are declared as institutions of national importance, and to declare NITs as institutes of national importance, a legislation was required. Therefore, in 2007, Parliament passed this legislation. That is a highly respected legislation because it governs prestigious institutions in the country. Sir, earlier these separate institutions were governed under Societies Registration Act 1860, and these too deal with their activities under that legislation. What was the control of the government then? I am not very sure, but obviously, since they were individual institutions running under the Societies Registration Act, the control of the government was minimum. After passage of this bill, it is the HRD ministry which has got the control over this legislation, and the Ministry of HRD is governing these institutes. Your predecessor is sitting here. She should have acted like a mother to these institutions, but I don't know what happened. Whatever controversies arose, you were there. I don't say you created the controversies, but you could have given some soothing hand to all these controversies. That did not happen. I don't know about the individual case of each institute where the problem arose. There was tremendous problem in Jammu and Kashmir, and that became a national issue. It did not remain confined to the institutions of Jammu and Kashmir alone. It became a burning issue for almost 15 days, and how ultimately that issue was resolved, I am also not aware of. But now nobody hears of that controversy, and therefore I feel that it should have been resolved amicably. Now you are heading those institutions by heading. I mean the institutions heads are there, but it is the HRD ministry which has to look after these institutions in a manner that they will feel that your ministry is there to look after them for any problem that arises. Therefore, you have to take it in that sense. There are bound to be interferences, there is no doubt about it. But the ministry has to set some norms. Everything can't be regulated by rules and regulations, but conventions and norms of interference in individual institutions have to be laid down. Those conventions and norms are taken in the right spirit by all the stakeholders. I think there won't be any problem. You have just inaugurated an IIT in Goa. I would like to add a personal note if you don't mind. The question is in that function when I was fighting for this institution right from the beginning, just a simple invitation was sent at my address, whereas MP name was mentioned in the card. I was shocked. A simple invitation was sent to me when I was trying to have this institution contacting people how much reservation we should get, etc. Ultimately, there was a dispute regarding the name. The institution was supposed to come up in my village. But somehow there was a controversy. Today, environmentalists are very active, so it could not happen. I again request you to resolve any misunderstandings which are there in the minds of those people objecting to this thing. By sitting with the Chief Minister and other stakeholders, perhaps the issue could be sorted out. Now the question arises out of these institutions which are centrally controlled. I am talking of Goa University in relation to this. There is only one state university, that is Goa University. There was a game plan to convert Goa University into a central university, and I strongly opposed. Your predecessor, the then HRD minister, had enacted a bill wherein Goa University was included to be made a central university. I made all my efforts and I got that particular clause deleted, because if the lone state university was made into a central university, Gaon people of the weaker sections could not have got admission, because the central university legislation do not permit admissions on the basis of residence. That is why I opposed it. If Goa wants to have a central university, another university can be proposed, there is no problem. If there is only one university and that also you want to make a central university, it will be a tragedy for Goa. Therefore, I opposed that bill and succeeded. I am happy that I have succeeded in that effort. Now, the question is how many seats Goa should get. Earlier, it was less than 50. Mr. Manohar Parikar made an effort and got it to 50 because some seats out of 50 were going to other union territories, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Two other universities were to share 50% of the seats. Now we have got exclusively 50% seats. In fact, I would like to say that we should get 75% reservation in seats. If we do not get, you will not feel that this central body is ours. The reservation has to be substantial. Substantial means beyond 50%. There is no sense in giving less percentage of reservation in IIT. Then another question is that Goa has got limited topography. Many people are asking for land. Many institutions from Maharashtra and Karnataka are coming and asking for land to establish educational institutes there. Now, as far as land is concerned, why should the land of NITs or similar central institutions be given on lease? Sir, I have great opposition to the lease of the property, which is the property of the government of Goa. You may have some memorandum of understanding, but to pass on the entire land worth crores and crores of rupees under lease of 99 years to the central government makes no sense. I agree that today the practice is like this and it is not becoming an exception. It is a practice to give land on lease, etc. But I would like to suggest that in such circumstances, the land should always be given on memorandum of understanding basis and not on lease basis, because once we give this land, the central government will not listen to the state government of Goa at all for any matter. Similarly, Mr. Manohar Parrikar knows he wanted to give defense land under the Ministry of Defense to the central government, but the people opposed, the villagers opposed, and I don't think they will again go there to ask for land. Acquisition of land in a small state like Goa makes no sense. If you want it on a temporary basis, I can understand it. But giving land to the Ministry of Defense to hold a defense exposition in a small village in Goa makes no sense. Now, we will be establishing aims. There a lot of land will be required. Whose property will it be? Will it also be given on lease? I think there should a policy change in such matters. Otherwise, once we give land to the central government, there may be the government of any party at the center. Today, the government of the BJP is there at the center. Tomorrow, it can be any other party. I am for giving land in favor of the state government. The state government should have control over that land. If you give it on lease, you cease to have any control. Since Mr. Parrikar is there, I am mentioning this thing for his advantage. What has happened to land given to the airport? He knows very well we have no control over that land. Not only this, 2 questions were asked by me about defense land 1.5 years back. I have still not got the answer in spite of Mr. Parrikar stating in writing that information would be collected and the same would be laid on the table of the House. 1.5 years have passed. There were 2 questions on the land held by the Defense Ministry, as also the quarters built by the Indian Navy on that land. There was no answer. This example I am giving because subsequently you do not have any control over such things. Therefore, when you are going ahead with NIT, these aspects, the interest of the state government and consequently of the people of Goa, of the students of Goa, will have to be considered if this is done. If you do not allow the state government of Goa to have their say in these institutions, the central government will not listen to the state government at any time. Then we have to come to the HRD ministry, we have to come to the education minister and plead before him, but it will be difficult to accept certain propositions. Therefore, I wish good luck to the NIT in Goa, and I think it was a very wrong decision on your part to inaugurate it at the same site where presently the institution is being run, which is something hurting for us. The National Institutes of Technology Bill will create a group of premier public engineering institutes in India. These institutes of national importance have received special recognition and funding from the Union government. Tamil Nadu, under the dynamic leadership of our leader, has now gone well beyond achieving 25% as the gross enrollment ratio in higher education, which is a record because in India, the average gross enrollment ratio as per the MHRD records is 23%. So, comparatively, the main focus is educating women, giving them more powers, giving them more sources of employment, giving them more powers, giving them more sources of employment, giving them opportunities to stand on their own legs, and also giving them empowerment in education, being economically independent and educationally forward. Also, the main focus is uplift of the rural people by educating them and employing them in the best sources. Also, the main focus is on upliftment of rural people by educating and empowering them in the best way. So, she has given wonderful schemes, especially for the girls who are opting for higher education. They are given free laptops when they finish 12th standard. That is why the gross enrollment ration has gone up. So that is the main motive, and she has given so many schemes which has made more students to join higher education. On their inception decades ago, all these NITs were popularly known as regional engineering colleges, one of which, as you know, is in Tiruchi. It has produced wonderful engineers, very popular ones, and they have occupied top positions in the government and elsewhere in the world, and also in the public and private companies. There are numerous problems with education and especially higher education in our country, but we have to understand that there are different problems in different states and in different parts of our country. Sir, the then HRD minister decided to upgrade all regional engineering colleges to National Institutes of Technology. The upgrade was designed along the lines of the prestigious Indian Institutes of Technology. NITs were founded to promote regional diversity and multicultural understanding in India, comprising 31 autonomous institutes. In 2007, the Government of India declared these schools as institutes of national importance. The NIT Council is the supreme governing body of India's 31 National Institutes of Technology. Admission to the undergraduate course is through joint entrance examination means. ये वर्ड थे डिवाइड बाय 103 की स्पीड रही 103 की स्पीड से मैंने इसको पढ़ा है, और जो है पहले इसको अच्छे से पढ़ें, पढ़ने के बाद इसको वेबसाइट पर जाकर के टाइप कर दें, वहाँ पर डिक्टेशन नंबर है 42। इस क्लास के इतना ही बच्चों, नमस्कार।